Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. I decided to do a manicure with Revel's Aloha and Pillow Talk. Those were the two swatches I had there. And I'm also I'm trying out the new, it's not new, it's new to me, triple vitamins liquids. I've never used them before, but they seem to be the liquids to use on Instagram, on social media. I usually use the double dip it. I'm sorry if you hear my children. I try to tell them to be quiet. I usually use the double dip liquids, and I have no problem with them at all. I actually really like them. Revel, I like Revel as well. It just dries a little bit, sometimes too thick on me, or too fast, I'm sorry, and it seems to get thick really quick too, but anyways, just something I want to try out different, and I was really excited because of all the raves, so this is kind of my first impressions video. So I am just buffing up the nail beds to have retention for the powder to stick. I'm going to tell my children just to kind of keep it down for just a second. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hey, girls. And so there is Aloha. This is the first time I've used this color, actually. So it's a pretty like peachy pink color. All right, first impressions there. So as I opened it, it's pretty thick. I don't know if it's just mine. It's the first time I've ever used it. It could just be this one that I got in the mail today. It's really tacky and stringy and very thick. So there goes my first dip. And it look at that. I don't know, you guys, this has never happened to me before. Of course, I'm very, very new to dip powders and dipping, so I've only used two other liquids, so this startled me, but I dipped that in there and I was like, whoa, this has really clumped up. It almost like it moved. So that was surprising. Now I'm cleaning up the nail bed around the cuticle area. Okay. And I'll repeat that again on my my index finger and my pinky. Still had the same kind of problem on the finger, the index finger and the pinky, but not nearly as bad as on the thumb. You'll see in a minute it gets much worse. I'm wondering if I just need to give it a little, I don't know, really try to wipe it, not get much of the product on the nail. I'm gonna have to play around with it. So very first impressions, I'm not that crazy about it. I don't know, guys. Hopefully I'm gonna prove myself wrong. Hopefully I'm gonna keep using it for a few weeks and figure out what I'm doing wrong. I think it's just going on too heavy, too thick. And it seems heavy. The liquid seems really heavy. So I don't know if when I'm dipping it into the powder, it just goes to one side, like, way I turn, it like all drips over onto that area and it just clumps up. Needless to say, I had to really use a part of my electric file that I never use because I usually don't have to grind off that much. And as a matter of fact, most of the time I don't even use my electric file. I just use my regular just my file, my emery board, my glass file from Bonafide Beauty, and I'm good to go. But I had to get out the big guns because this got so thickened up on me, and so because I was determined. I was like, I can't stand it when I get started and I just stop and start over. I'm like, no, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to figure a way to make this work. So I'm going to have to, triple vitamin's going to have to grow on me. Not in love with it. Just comment. Let me know if you see this. Please let me know if there is something, any recommendations, suggestions. I'm a baby to dipping powders and dipping liquids, so any advice is highly, highly appreciative. See, it's almost like bubble gum with the color and all. I guess it reminded me of it, but I think I was just getting a little startled. And I was checking out the little brush. Even look, is there something wrong with it? I mean, there is a lot of the product that does come out there, so maybe I've got too much coming out. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys watch on, and maybe you can, someone tell me what I did wrong, and I'll just keep working with it, and hopefully I will fall in love with it. Because it is more expensive than the double dip liquids. So, I mean, I'll probably go back to using those. Oh my heavenly day, guys. Look how thick and awful that looks. You know, it reminds me of bubble gum when it's melting. Like if it's on a hot blacktop or something in the summertime. It reminds me of that feeling. That's what it looks like because the color and then how tacky it is. Melted bubble gum. And it's so thick there on my thumb. And all cracked and in the middle of the nail bed. Yep. It's thick. It's ugly. Gonna have to really work on that shaping. All right, so here is the beautiful pillow talk. I love how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love glitter. Anyways, let's see how it does, how the triple vitamin base does with pillow talk, with chunky glitter. Let's see how it does, because I don't think it's going to be any prettier. Oh, man. I probably have a lot to learn. I'm going to trust everybody out there, though. Everyone loves this stuff, triple vitamin, so much. So I'm hoping I just am so new to this that, whoa, that I have so much to learn. Look at that chunky mess. The one thing I love about Revel's base is when you put glitter on, I feel like it sticks real quick. That's one thing I do love about Revel's base. I feel like it just, get the glitter on, it's there, it's good. And I feel like a lot of times with like that one, or even with double dip, it takes a little bit. I have to let it sit for a second, and but I do like the Revel seems to hold the dry quicker and hold on to the glitter. Well, that dip was pretty much gone. So I do know that with the triple vitamin base coat that it needs to probably be a little bit thinner, and I need to not have so much on the nail bed. I need to let it sit for a second and let the glitter sit on the nail as well before I clean it off. So that's one thing, a few things I've learned so far. And we'll get back to this. So I just played around with that glitter, and I had a really hard time trying to get any of it to stay. So I guess I'm just going to have to take my time with it and let it get a little more tacky. And, well, I mean, it was already tacky, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to have a little more patience with that. And I just kept individually placing the glitters on where I wanted them. So I just skipped past that part because it was just the same thing over and over again. And so now I'm starting to add Vivian, the clear encapsulation part of the manicure from Revel. And that way it will help protect the glitter whenever we go to shape, and it will make it smooth surface and will keep the integrity of the true color of that glitter. Very important step for anybody who is brand new to dipping and doesn't know how people get their glitter nails smooth and shiny. I learned that after rough glittered nails that just did not look pretty. Finally went to saw someone doing it on Instagram. It was a light bulb moment, and it just made a world of difference. And now the glitter nails always turn out much better. All right, so it looks like it's time to activate. So we're gonna harden up these nails, and you'll see me break out the electric file and try to straighten up that thumb and those thicker nails there. And well, it ends up looking pretty. I mean, it ends up looking pretty at the end, but this manicure did take me longer than it normally does. I think I was just a little in shock of how thick that, how the product was, and how the powder, when it would adhere to the nail bed and would clump. I think the liquid just was heavier than I was expecting, like thicker maybe. But all right, we'll just see me here with this electric file. Go to town on it. So the electric file did really good. I got that off of Amazon. I think it was like $40. It works really good. I'll have to see if I can find it. Maybe I can put it in the link. I've had it for quite a while. But it works wonders. I used the heavy drill first, the heavy bit, the one with that helped get the bulk of the thickness down, and then the second one was just for a little more finer sanding down. Oddly enough, I used to work I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse, and I used to be a dental lab tech, and so to make the teeth, that's what we used was those electrical files. It was the same thing. So I didn't have any problems when I first started using it. Maybe it's because of my past experience with that, but I don't think they're that hard to learn how to use, though. So they come in real handy, though, when you got thick nails that need to be shaped. So then after I went over that, got this 100 grit nail file here from Sally's. I love these. I always stock up on these. Just go around the corner, shaping, going over the beds. And then I'll take my glass file from Bonafide Beauty, and that does a little more finer, I think, as well, which I love. It's my favorite file ever. Here it goes. And I just got the Ergo file, and I don't know how to use it yet. So I'm going to have to look up and figure it out. I set it out here. You'll probably see it here in the background, but I still don't know how to use it. And actually, I had paused the video to look it up, and so I did end up using it towards the end, and it does work really good. So I feel like that's going to be one of my top items that I recommend. But anyways, these glass files can't be beat. I really, really love them. Save yourself some trouble and never, ever, ever forget to buff. That is such an important step in doing your manicures. I remember when I used to go to salons, they would do that, and I'd be like, I don't know why they do that for. They just barely go over it. It's just a swish, swash, and it's done. But it makes such a difference in the smoothness of your nails. So I will freak out if I think, oh my gosh, I almost forgot to do that. So do it. You'll be glad you did. Oh boy, it's time to activate again. And look, I got the nail down. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, is activate. let it sit for 2 minutes, and then we'll be ready for the top coat, the best part. So before you apply your top coat, you will want to make sure that you've rinsed off your hands, and of course patted them dry. And then a very, very important step, or you will ruin your top coat liquid. Oh my goodness. Learned this the hard way. Take a paper towel and wipe over the nail beds, because those liquids get contaminated. I don't know, some of that activator gets into that. Maybe just a little bit gets on the brush and it gets into the liquid. But I did that when I very first started dipping with my Revel liquids. Those was the first ones I got. And I would get so downhearted, work so hard on those manicures, and then they would end up being so dull and foggy at the end. I would just almost want to cry, because I'd be like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And then I was watching Manis by Taylor. She's on Instagram. Check her out. She's taught me so much. Manis by Taylor. Yes, she even has a shop now. She sells her own liquids now. I mean, not liquids, but powders. Ritzy dips. Pretty cool. They're beautiful. But anyways, she taught me to wipe those off, and I've not had a contaminated bottle since. And make sure you take a paper towel, wipe off those nail beds before you start applying that top coat, and because you run the risk of contaminating your top coat. Okay, so you apply 2 coats of the top coat. The first one you can just put on. It don't have to be precise. You just want to cover the nail bed. The second one, you will be a little more attentive to the nail, and you're going to make sure you cover the tips of the nail as well, and the sides. Shout out to Manis by Taylor because she taught me that as well, because I was having some cracked on the sides of the nail. The lateral edges of the nails were breaking and separating. And she had mentioned in one of her YouTube videos, to always make sure you are covering, when you applying your top coat, that you go over the sides of the nails and the tips. Guess what? Hasn't happened since. So thanks again, Manis by Taylor. So you go over again, do 2 times. The first one's a little quicker. Then the second one, you'll go through again, and it's the one you want to be a little more precise with. You also do not want to overbrush, because I've done that as well, and it ends up looking kind of cloudy. I don't know what I'm doing, why it does that, but it doesn't look too great. So I have to say this manicure did end up looking pretty. I really love it. Even though I had such a problem with it getting started and, not knowing how to work with this liquid. And it was so thick, it did take me a lot longer than it normally does. But the colors are beautiful. I mean, the top coat of the triple vitamin is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I do love that. So to end it all off, as I always do, use the Grimes Ridge cuticle oil. This one I think I had was the hazelnut coffee. I love their scents. They're so good, guys. Just and my nails, just my hands, my nails, everything, my cuticles feel so good after I apply that. So just put it there at the start of the cuticle, actually below it. You want to make sure you get right under on the skin part, because that's where your cuticle nails, the growth starts. I was a dermatology nurse for almost 10 years. And so that's what we would have to teach people when they come in with nail problems. So just apply that on there and do that a few times a day. It just moisturizes and makes your hands feel so good, and then promotes healthy growth of the nail. All right, so I'm going to keep practicing with triple vitamins. The nails look beautiful. A little extra work in this one, but they still turned out beautiful. Going to keep working with triple vitamin, and hopefully I will end up loving it as much as everybody. We'll see what happens. Thanks everybody so much for watching. I appreciate it.